Hello. My name is Kallista, and welcome back to Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition. In the last episode, we found Dr. Garneau, and it is clear that he's not in his right mind either. Whatever has taken over all of the other miners has clearly taken over him as well. So let's get after him. Come on. With my emotional support gun.
The darkness cannot reach.
The artifact.
Like in Bryson's office.
Move! I got a shot!
Turn back.
Garneau!
Damn it.
Shepard, over here.
What have you got?
That was not Garneau. This is. It appears he's been dead for a while.
So Leviathan can have Bryson killed, can take over this colony, and he can use them as puppets. Huh. Anything else useful?
Encrypted data, and a personal log with 8 missed calls from a Dr. Ann Bryson.
And Bryson.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Commander Shepard. You alright?
I think so. I feel strange, but all right.
So it seems like with the artifact destroyed, I think that's what snapped them out. Unless they're saying that Leviathan removed their claws. Like, okay, the artifact has been destroyed. Leviathan was saying, like, oh, that's my shit. That's my shit. You can't be taking my stuff. So it's either the artifact was boosting this thing's aura, shall I say? Or maybe it just felt like, hey, with that gone, I have no reason to be involved here anymore. Oh, I still feel like my initial two theories of this is either a Reaper itself or it's a big fuck off Rachni. Maybe a Rachni that is more powerful than the Queen. You know, it's isolated itself from the colony, I guess. Then again, have we ever seen the Rachni use artifacts? I don't know. Still, I feel like those are the only two things that we've seen so far in this franchise that would be powerful enough to do this. Unless they're adding in some kind of new monster. That is always a thought. It could be something new. It could be something that we haven't seen before. So, okay, 3 theories. It's a Reaper, it's a Rachni, it's something completely new to the franchise. Ooh. Yeah, I have questions. Please answer them.
Do you recognize this man?
I've never seen him before in my life.
Someone here killed him.
Someone here. How is that possible? I'm so sorry.
Can you tell me anything about what happened to you?
Not really. I remember it just seemed cold. I remember a feeling cold and dark.
If dark was a feeling, that's exactly what I felt.
We've heard it multiple times, the darkness cannot be breached. The darkness is a funny thing, because a fear of the dark, like, if anyone says, like, oh, I'm an adult, I'm a grown-ass person, and I have a phobia of the dark, I don't think that's anything to mock. You'll get some people like, oh, you're afraid of the dark, what are you for? Well, darkness is scary because you don't know what's in it. It's not a phobia of the darkness, it's a phobia of like what could be hidden in the darkness. It's a primal fear. It's a fear that has kept us safe on an evolutionary basis. Like when we were cavemen, just like with spears and shit, hunting. Like, oh, should I go out in the dark? Oh, you know, I'm scared. There could be stuff out there that I cannot see. Like, that phobia has kept us safe. It makes sense. However, the other thing about darkness, it can feel safe. If you are in the darkness and you know there is nothing else around me, I am the only thing in this darkness, you can feel safe. Or at least I do. I just find that interesting. I find that an interesting way of looking things. We've had people say like, oh, it felt dark and cold and like it was negative, but then we also have this repetition of, I won't allow you to breach the darkness. The darkness cannot be breached. I find that interesting.
That artifact, do you know where it came from?
Came out of the mine. Right. Head office was supposed to send someone. That's about all I can...
Okay.
Cortez, what's your situation? Can you bring the shuttle?
Affirmative. Strangest thing. A couple of minutes ago, the Reaper forces broke off and left.
Reaper. What's a Reaper?
What year do you think this is?
2176.
2176 was 10 years ago.
What?
Let's arrange for these people to be evacuated into temporary quarantine.
No memory of the last 10 years. They'll have a lot of catching up to do.
It now seems Leviathan not only has the power to destroy a Reaper, but possesses an indoctrination ability.
Could it be a Reaper itself?
I'm like, Liara. Liara, we are on the same wavelength here. 10 years. I'm thinking back to the message we found in the crew quarters, basically saying like, hey, why don't you respond to emails? It had a date. I don't know what year this is set in. Obviously, I do now because they just referenced it. But I remember that was sent from 78, so 8 years ago. They've been under control for 10 years. Hot damn. Yeah, we need to know more.
If it is a Reaper, then I want to know what it's up to. How long has it been out here, and more importantly, why? Edie, did we get anything from Garneau's notes?
Yes. They suggest that Garneau created a way to block the artifact's mind-affecting properties. The artifact seems to be the key.
Agreed. When I head back to Bryson's office, I want you there.
Yes, Commander.
I want to know just what the hell these artifacts really are and what they can do.
They're powerful, whatever they are, and dangerous.
And we've got one sitting right in the middle of the Citadel.
Well, that's not good. That is not healthy.
Commander,
Oh. Okay, thank you. Still kicking. Oh, Grace. From Grace Sato. Commander Shepard, just want to say how indebted I am to you, not just for saving my life, but for giving me a greater sense of purpose. After our ordeal securing the array base on Ontarom, I now know I have something more than my technical expertise to offer. Grace Sato, Systems Technician, 3rd grade. Oh, atta girl. Atta girl. I was just checking if Trainer had anything to say.
Commander?
Yeah, no, typically Trainer will have stuff to say if other people do, so I'm just going to assume I can keep going without needing to talk to people in between. I didn't think about it like that. We've got one of these artifacts. And it does seem like, so they dug up the artifact. Someone was going to be sent over, and then they can't remember anything, and that was 10 years ago. And then as soon as the artifact was destroyed, they were freed. the presence of an artifact is needed for Leviathan to reach out. And as Naomi just said, there's one slap bang in the middle of the Citadel. That's... no.
We need to shield the artifact they've got here right away.
Using Garneau's data, I should be able to accomplish this without difficulty.
Damn thing's been here the whole time. Why weren't we affected?
Perhaps the amount of time spent near the artifact is key. After a certain duration, it affords Leviathan an impressive mind control capability.
But what's its motivation here? What's its motivation? It killed a Reaper. And potentially... Wait a minute. It's been dicking about here for at least 10 years. It's been dicking about for at least 10 years, potentially longer, because Bryson was talking about the Rachni War. That's like 1,000 years ago. So what does it want? What's it trying to do?
I'd call it dangerous as hell. Bryson's assistant tried to kill me.
Perhaps Leviathan was controlling him to protect itself, diverting people away from its trail.
Maybe. It just shows we don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Despite the risk, this artifact remains our only link to finding Leviathan. Perhaps we could find more information about it here in the lab.
Agreed. Bryson's team might have turned up something we missed. I'll look around.
Okay.
Bryson's assistant Hadley. Do we have an update on his status?
He is in a vegetative state. The doctors believe it is permanent.
But the miners recovered when the artifact was destroyed.
Hadley lost consciousness when he attempted to answer our questions about Leviathan. It may have been a deliberate attempt to silence him permanently.
Bloody hellfire. Okay. Poor Hadley, damn. But you're still... Oh no, it's following me. It's following me. What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this? Energy emissions tests. Artifact P3X118. Hadley, Derek. Initial tests. Artifact tests negative for infrared and ultraviolet emissions. No gamma or X-ray radiation detected. Follow-up tests. Artifact does not react to application of various stimuli. Internal readings inconclusive. No progress in determining age. Guess I stayed here all night finding out that this thing isn't really important. Fell asleep at desk. Conclusion. Artifact is definitely inert and safe. Recommend keeping it here for reference. We should all be near it. Maybe more useful than Leviathan in long run. Recommend we abandon hunt for Leviathan and seek more productive studies. Yeah, you didn't write this, mate. You didn't write this.
They were testing the artifact for energy emissions.
And found nothing. Still, I recommend leaving it shielded.
Yeah, he passed out. So Leviathan took control and was like, oh yeah, there are no readings, but everyone should be near it, just in case. It's really cool. Very fashionable.
Anything interesting about the artifact's structure?
It is not constructed of the same compounds used in standard Reaper technology. Beyond that, nothing of relevance.
Okay, mate, you need to stop staring at me. I did not do this to you. Bryson did this for whatever reason. Like, don't... I am innocent of all charges, sir. Yes, I have electroshocked you a couple of times. I'm not innocent of those charges. Yeah, I need... You never know what people leave outdoors. You never know. They might have left something of note out here. Okay, or not. Or not. Fair play. Now then, let's see. Also, I didn't actually look at this. Is this like a plesiosaur? I think that's one of the aquatic dinosaurs.
Loch Ness Monster?
Plesiosaur.
Loch Ness Monster's more interesting.
Interesting and non-existent.
Thank you, Edie. I know dick all about dinosaurs, so I actually feel quite proud that I remembered that. And yet nothing around here. Okay. No notes over here. Aha!
Edie, what project was Garneau working on when he found the artifact?
Basilisk.
Got anything on Basilisk?
Several ships, a mythical creature, and a rare mid-tier enemy type in the Galaxy of Fantasy video game. It possesses a gaze attack capable of triggering synced animation kills. Player forums describe it as overpowered.
I meant the project, Edie.
Oh. Then, no.
There's got to be something here on this artifact. What about the server?
Bryson's assistant wiped the office server and destroyed all backups, likely before killing Bryson. However, records show new messages on Bryson's personal comm terminal upstairs.
Could be worth a look.
Aha! Why, thank you. Also, I want to play that video game now. I've been craving fantasy. I have been... Oh, Reaper. I've been craving a fantasy RPG, and fortunately for me, Veilguard comes out in a few days.
A message from Dr. Bryson's daughter, Anne. According to my records, she worked with her father.
I'm at the dig site in the Pylos Nebula. Project Scarab paid off. I've got another artifact like the one Garneau found. I think it could be affecting people's behavior. You need to shield the one in your office. I tried to warn Garneau, but I can't get through. We've got Reaper scouts coming in toward the main site. I'm heading to the secondary base to grab what research I can.
Anne Bryson was attempting to contact Garneau on the asteroid colony. She seems to know something about the artifact.
Oh, she's gonna be in trouble, guaranteed.
She sounded worried.
If Reaper forces were approaching, her concern was warranted.
Let's hope we get to her before they do.
She said she was in the Pylos Nebula, working for Project Scarab. That cluster contains several systems. I'll call up the nebula on the galaxy map. We may also search the lab for clues to narrow down her location.
Okay. Can do. Can do. I'm liking this. I'm liking these little investigative portions.
Can you identify this, Edie?
It originates with a pre-spaceflight culture, but there are none recorded in the Pylos Nebula.
Okay. So that's just some random culture. Drawing pictures of the Reapers. Lovely. Gorgeous.
Any idea if Project Scarab involved Element Zero?
Unlikely. We may learn more from the Project Requisitions Locker.
Okay.
Any correlation between Project Scarab and these unexplained creature sightings?
Not beyond Leviathan itself.
Task Force Aurora, current travel requisitions. Project Basilisk, team leader Alex Garneau, transport MSV Kirkwall. Well, no wonder it went to shit. No wonder this is a cursed name. This is a cursed name. Never do anything to do with Kirkwall. Project Scarab, team leader Anne Bryson, transport MSV Icarus.
Anne Bryson flew out on a ship called the Icarus. Can you track its movements?
No. The Reapers have disrupted civilian comm buoys. But we might learn more if we find the ship's specifications.
Okay. Okay.
Does anything in Anne Bryson's work history suggest where she might be?
Nothing relevant.
Okay, so we're looking for a locker. And the ship specifications.
There are specifications for several ships here. We need to find the Icarus.
Okay, so we have the Nikunus.
Which ship am I looking for again?
The Icarus.
Okay. I want to learn about all of the ships, though. Well, there's the Icarus. The Garneau. Okay, right there.
The Icarus. Here we go.
The ship has enhanced electrostatic discharge cells. They facilitate long-range FTL travel.
So they jumped to the Pylos Nebula by mass relay, then flew to another system.
Yes. Otherwise, they would have chartered a less expensive ship.
Okay, we can rule out the relay system.
Okay. Now, where is this locker, doodad? Right there.
The locker is secure. We must locate an access card to open it.
God damn it.
What about criminal activity in the Pylos Nebula?
Because the area is part of the Attica Traverse, criminal reports are unreliable at best.
Fair play. Okay, you creep me out. Oh, access card?
Access card for the requisitions locker?
Yes. According to records, it was last used by Anne Bryson to obtain equipment for Project Scarab.
That's, again, I'm sorry, Edie. It's staring at me. And I don't like it. I like my privacy. I like my personal space. I don't like being watched all the time.
Let's see what Anne Bryson requisitioned for Project Scarab.
Okay.
Didn't need an environmental suit.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna take your Omniblade.
Water recycling equipment.
Based on what Anne Bryson did or did not requisition, the dig site was arid but habitable.
Get me a filter for systems with compatible planets.
Okay. Is that everything, or?
Based on the search data, it is one of these two systems.
Okay.
Based on the data, only one system remains a viable possibility.
Good. Let's go get Anne Bryson.
Okay, so the top one. The top one, let's go. Again, leaving the Husk thing on the desk. I feel like we should take it and do something with it. Just like leaving it there, it feels weird. That was a person at one stage. Okay, and again,
Commander.
nothing good stuff. They said the Pylos Nebula? I do believe. Where you're flashing. Right there. Okay, Zaherin. Wait, all the way at the top. Wait a minute, is this a new system? I'm panicking now.
I found something.
Okay, well, don't mind if I do. Oh, gorgeous. Thank you kindly. Let me just... Yeah, I think this is a new system. Okay, so I need to check out Narif and Dorada. Okay. Okay, I can remember that. Now then, Ratesk. A methane-soaked gas giant, Ratesk featured helium-3 collection machinery serving the colonists of Namalkli. Give me a minute. Namakli, there we go. But it appears their kinetic barriers failed long ago due to neglect. The apparatus was destroyed by meteorites, probably originating in Ratesk's rings, creating one more hurdle for anyone trying to settle on Namalkli. That is such an awkward word to say, Namakli. Orbital distance 6.1 AU. Orbital period 16.9 Earth years. Radius 19,174 kilometers. Day length 10.8 Earth hours. And who next? You over yonder. Ooh, hell again. Why are all of these places so awkwardly named? Nazrahas? Nazrahas is a hothouse planet rich in nitrogen, methane, and ethane. Similar to Namakli, it is metal poor. Additionally, it is suspected that few asteroid impacts have struck it over the millennia, precluding accessible deposits of common precious metals in the crust. Decrepit Asari orbital stations from scientific expeditions long ago circle the planet. None display signs of occupation. Orbital distance 1.45 AU. Orbital period 1.95 Earth years. Radius 4,715 kilometers. Day length 36.1 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 57.28 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 274 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.57 G. And then we have you and... Oh, no, let me in. A stag. A stag was discovered by a joint Asari-Vorcha exploration team and abandoned shortly thereafter. The planet's light atmosphere of nitrogen and krypton is not overtly hostile to Vorcha, but its heat makes it uninhabitable except in expensive habitats. Its low density precludes the presence of many valuable minerals, and so settling the planet was deemed not worth the effort. Orbital distance 0.5 AU. Orbital period 0.4 Earth years. Radius 6,773 kilometers. Day length 63.6 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.56 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 115 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.62 G. And Namakli. An arid but habitable planet, Namakli was briefly colonized by the Pyrena Corporation, a consortium of Asari colonists and socialized Vorcha laborers. After an economic downturn, however, many Asari left the planet, and the Vorcha population kept growing to the point where they bred faster than they could be educated. Soon they turned violent and uncontrollable, and the colonies essentially self-destructed. Today, Namakli is a wasteland with little population, but Vorcha packs are scattered across the deserts. Settlers frequently run into these packs, discouraging recolonization. The lack of complex biota and scarcity of profitable metals drove the last few proverbial nails into Namakli's coffin. No one has stepped forth in the past few years with the will, the funding, or the firepower to establish a permanent colony. Orbital distance 0.8 AU. Orbital period 0.8 Earth years. Radius 10,133 kilometers. Day length 23.8 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.87 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 41 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.26 G. Now, Anne, where you at? Search successful. Scans have located a close grouping of environmentally shielded habitats and an active power source. Closer examination is required to confirm dig site presence.
We have located Anne Bryson's dig site.
Excellent. However, I am just about out of time for this episode. In the next one, we try and locate Anne Bryson. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.